Yeah, so welcome to this interview series, which we are doing with Shalini Vinny. So, where people are actually shifting their careers and switching on their passion mode. So, how we can actually shift gears and move on to other aspects of our life to our passion, which actually empowers us in various other aspects of life. So, let's just get started. Yeah, hello Shalini, and welcome to this interview.
Hello, Sujaya. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. So, can we have a little background about yourself? Maybe your studies, your work, your workplace, and then when you actually shifted, when you have actually quit your corporate job and something like that.
Yeah, so I was born in Kerala in Wayanad district. My mother is a teacher and my father is a BSNL employee. I did my engineering in BITS Pilani, Goa. And after that, I shifted to Bangalore for my work. So I worked in Broadcom Corporation. So initially, my first job was at Sony. Then I did an MTech and moved on to Broadcom. In Broadcom, I worked almost 6 years. And after a series of acquisitions, I went to Cypress Semiconductors. And I worked in Broadcom from 2013 January to 2018 December. So it was like almost 6 years I worked in Broadcom. In 2018 December, I quit my job to pursue full-time writing. By that time, I had written a little bit of travel writing. I had published 2 books by that time before I quit. So one was a travel guide and other was a novella. So after quitting the job, I started full-time career in writing. So I'm writing fiction and content writing, technical writing. So all varieties of writing I'm doing. So I'm writing travel books, fiction books, and also for some startups I'm working as a content writer. So past I think 1.5 years past 1.5 years I'm into full-time writing.
That's great to know. So, actually, before you actually quit your job or before you took that decision, you had some amount of clarity in your mind. So that actually shows that, like, you already published 2 books and you've done some bit of writing. So that gave you clarity, I guess, towards
Yes.
how you can shift your gears or how you can shift your path, right? So yeah, so we all have this educational background, which mostly goes well. So we have all passed out with flying colors from our school, from our college, and then of course great institutes like BITS Pilani Goa campus, and even I'm a graduate of BITS Pilani Goa campus. So and then we move on to do higher studies. But usually all of this happens. Maybe we are not knowing about our own self in that time, but yes, we like doing it. Maybe we like studying, we like to get good marks and then good ranks and then we want to achieve something in life. So how are you doing in your say in that mode of study mode on? So were you putting in the best of your energy, or did you know that maybe I should do something else other than this? Or how are you in that age where we all of us are expected to focus on studies, and we also focus on studies? So how was your mental energy focused on at that point of time?
So I have been a very studious kid from my childhood. So my mother is a teacher, and you know how teachers' kids are. So
Right.
school was very competitive. We had a lot of competition in the school. So I focused all my energy in studies in my school days. At the same time, I used to write from a very young age. So I used to write from as long as I can remember. So probably from 5th or 6th standard, I started writing also as a part of it. And in school, and I think till 12th standard, I had put on all. I didn't have a clear direction in my head throughout. I think so, but still, I had put on my best energy till 12th standard. Then when I came to BITS Pilani Goa campus, it was all a whole new experience for me actually. So from the change of place and the complete residential system of college, and the campus, as you know, it's a different world from outside.
Yes,
So
right.
initially, I found the engineering subjects actually tough. So the first year was it was the real struggle for me to um, catch up with all the like excellent people out there. So till that point, there was some. It's like I've been very competitive, and actually the first year was too much of a struggle to catch up with all the the brightest people of India.
Yes,
So
right.
and then after like say first year went by that way, but slowly I started realizing that it's tough, maybe because I'm not so much interested in it.
Yeah.
So I try to concentrate on subjects which I have interest. So I am an electrical and electronics graduate. So I didn't have absolutely no interest in electrical. I was actually scared of electrical. So the labs and all used to scare me like anything. So I tried to concentrate on electronics, making the best use of what I've got. And I concentrated on microelectronics, digital electronics kind of things. Then all 4 years, even though I tried to put my best efforts, I mean, I was trying to get decent grades and everything. There was something, I knew that there was something missing. So it wasn't, it wasn't coming naturally to me. So I was putting a lot of effort, and it was a lot of pressure and struggle to finish, I mean, to uh, excel in the subjects. So I knew something was missing from that time. But then, like, after graduation, we had the recession in 2008,
Yes, yes,
and I
yes.
had got a job in Cognizant, and then they didn't call me yet, and then I had to move on to Sony. Thankfully, I got an electronics job. So then it was like, even though I knew that something was missing, because at that point of time, our primary aim is to get a job.
Yes,
So
yes.
I move on to Sony.
Yeah,
Then
right.
again, I worked in Sony for some time. Then I worked in Nokia for some time. So my career is kind of very turbulent till the time I quit. So I have worked in many places and I have changed jobs. So I even did an MTech, hoping that I can finally find some passion in engineering. So I thought maybe if I study a little deeper and I can develop. So I did an MTech in 2011 in IIIT Bangalore. Then I moved on to Broadcom for my job.
Okay.
So all throughout my studies, I think I knew that something is missing, so something is not natural.
Yeah.
But you know how it is, like you get into a
Yes,
good
yes.
college and how
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like
That's the same thing
you
that has
can.
happened to me also, to be frank. So it's like we are all toppers in school, then we move on to the best colleges, best
Yeah,
institutes. But even when I spent like when I was spending 4 years of my engineering in the hostel, that was when I actually realized what I want to do. But again, I didn't have so much clarity that I can actually do that. That's the
yeah.
whole thing that doesn't come to us at that point of time. So
Yeah.
we only do maybe what's asked to do or what's expected of us to
Mm,
do. So
yeah.
though I was spending a lot of time in what I wanted to learn, but
Mm,
I never thought that that could also be made as a profession, or that could also be made as maybe not exactly a profession, but I can actually spend some time and build up skills on that
yeah.
during that time when we had time in
Mm-hmm.
our hand. Yeah. So yeah, the same maybe a similar picture in my case also. We got placements and we moved on, but all through our studies, all through my engineering as well as all through my job, more than
Mm-hmm.
9.5 years, even I was knowing that somehow I'm not in the right place.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think
we
that
all
the
share the
feeling is
same background.
there.
Yeah.
Like for many people, that feeling is
Yes,
there, and
yes,
it's very evident. Actually, they
yes,
know
yes.
it for real. But thing is, we are in some position that we cannot move left or right at that time.
Yeah,
You are
right.
like stuck in there, and you have to just keep moving front.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
cannot just
Yeah,
stay there and wonder what to change. So at that time,
yeah, right.
you just have to keep going and
Yes, yes, yes.
hoping that things will fall in place.
Yes, yes, right. So, yeah, the third question was how did you start notice the interest that you have towards your current work? So, you have already mentioned that you've been writing since your young age. So, maybe, yeah, how did that your interest say peaked up? So, maybe you've already had an interest in writing, but how did you
Mhm.
start notice that yes, you can actually invest some time in your writing and do something out of it?
Yeah, I think when I was young, the publishing options were like very limited in India. So you have to send some literature, some piece, and then you have to wait for the publisher to come back. So I had published like 2 stories in one of the magazines in Kerala, and after that, that was when I was in 12th. Then I had a long gap during the engineering and the first 2 years of my life, working life in Bangalore. Then actually 2011 I noticed that there is suddenly this blog spot and things started coming up where you can
Yeah.
publish like blogs. So until that point I was not much aware of blog spot or anything like that. And at that time there was a huge peak in Malayalam writing in blogspot. It was a kind of a golden era of Malayalam blogging, 2011 to I think 2012 or 13, until Facebook picked up. So I was a part of that movement actually. So I started a blog where I wrote Malayalam stories to start with. So it was a liberating experience. So that because until that point, if you write, until unless somebody publish, nobody will
Yes.
see it.
Yes. Yes.
Being able to publish online and have a blog and a lot of readers was I think that was a starting point where I got the idea that okay, I can also write.
Yes.
Then moved on to travel writing. So after I got married, we traveled a lot. Like we went to many of the archaeological and historical sites in India, and I started a blog in English. So at that point, so until at that point, I never wrote in English. So all my writing was in Malayalam. And
Okay.
the travel blog I wrote, it was in English. So this all happened during I was working. So the travel blog I started in 2014, and I wrote very actively till 2018. Um, so I think that was the blogging and the website and the travel writing, all that actually kind of I was preparing myself to become a writer. So I would say
Yes.
that it
Yes.
was a preparation mode,
Yes.
not
Yes.
actually writing, I would say, not actually as a profession. But I think from 2011 I have been continuously writing. So there was something I'm writing every day, even though it was not like a professional or a full time. So I've been preparing myself for this thing so for a long time, and I think that was so the travel writing and the blogger and everything was the stepping stones to where I am going. So, and then I came to know about the Amazon self-publishing thing. So I think when you look back, like Steve Jobs said, you can only connect the dots by looking back.
Exactly.
You cannot,
Yeah, I got
you
this
don't
one.
know. So at that point of time, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm
Yes.
writing
Yes.
blogs, I'm writing travel, I'm doing everything possible, but I had no idea where I'm going.
Yes.
So now
Yes.
when I look back, I
Mm-hmm.
can actually see a very clear progression of things that
Uh-huh.
actually led me to where I wanted to go.
Yes. Yes.
So I have heard that connecting dots speech long time back, but I couldn't appreciate it that much. But
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
when I think about it, yeah, everything you do is actually eventually leading you somewhere. But
Yes.
only
Yes.
thing is you should be open to experimentation, and you should do
Yeah.
things which your heart asks you to do. You
Yes.
may not
Yes.
know
Right.
why you are doing it at that point of
Yeah. Yeah.
time.
Right.
So
Listen to that inner calling. Be ready to fail, and then pick up
yeah,
where you
yeah.
left.
So
Yeah.
at that point of time, it didn't make much sense. There was not much readers for my blog or not much readers for my travel website. I was just doing it for my pleasure.
Uh-huh.
When I heard about Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, I thought like, okay, why not publish something which I have already wrote? So I had written about Hampi in a
Okay.
very long articles. So I thought
Okay.
I modify it and edit it better and put it into a book and publish it.
Yeah.
So that also was before my resignation. I did that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Then that book actually I published it and I left it. I didn't even think about what is happening with that. And then one fine morning, my husband says, "See, your book is bestseller in the history section," and I was surprised. Then I
Okay.
realized, okay, maybe. So at that point, I think somehow that is a trigger point. I felt like, okay, I wrote
Yes.
something and
Yes.
it became a bestseller in the history. So why don't I write more and
Yes.
publish
Yes.
more? So I think that point I realized that okay, there is potential for writing. There is readers who wants to read what I write. So
Yes.
that's how then I finally got the courage in 2018 to resign my job and enter into full-time writing.
Yeah, right. So it's like universe keeps giving us opportunities.
Yeah.
Because yeah, to for us to pick them, whether we
Yes,
pick them
yes.
or not, yeah, it's up to our this mind. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So we should, the point is, I think we should be open to things, like we should experiment, and we should, we shouldn't just say that, okay, it's all nonsense, I am not going to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
that is the main point, I guess, in this.
Yeah, right. So yeah, and there's also a quotation. I can't get the right words, but it's like the universe keeps shaking us
Yeah.
frequently, so that we will actually realize that we are not in the right place and listen to our inner calling. So the same
Yeah.
thing also happened with me. Yeah, like we keep getting those little cues that somehow things are not working out in this wherever I am and with whatever I am doing. I think I
Hmm.
should look for something else, something kind of fun. Or
Yeah.
I know maybe I know what towards what I have to go, but I'm not going due to maybe say
Hmm.
society fears or
Yeah.
pressure or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, but can you recall any such situations where you were kind of shaked up by some discomfort situations like I've had in my say in my corporate office? I've had some like not that people are pointing at me, but I myself knew that I was not up to the mark. So something
Hmm.
was disturbing in my mind. Why am I not putting the best of my energy in this, which I'm actually expected to do, but doing something else? So some kind of disturbances that stemmed up within me. So can you recall some of such disturbances that actually have a reason?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so throughout my work, I was disturbed, I should say. So I
Uh-huh.
have seen people enjoying their work and excelling in their work in the engineering
Uh-huh.
job.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
people
yeah.
are like, they are so excited to do what they are doing, and
Yeah.
they are like doing it really well, and so achieving success. So uh, through from starting from an internship in 2008,
Uh-huh.
I was in electronics industry, and you know that it's a very competitive industry. People are like,
Yes, yes.
there, even within the colleagues, there is a lot of competition.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
somehow, from the beginning, I feel like it was not my thing, because I knew that I could do better somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
So it's not just one experience or thing. It was a continuous things for so many years,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
So I was being disturbed, and I knew that I'm not using my full potential. I'm doing things okay, and like the no complaints or anything. But
Yeah, yeah.
there was something like, yeah, if you pick, like take up one or two experiences. So during all my performance analysis, I used to think that, okay, is it all I can do? I mean, is it the maximum I can do, or is it some? So I tried to expand within the engineering itself, but somehow I was not being able to connect.
Yeah.
Like, the organization's goals or their product, or I was not able to connect with anything,
Yes, yes,
actually.
yes.
So
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, this is a temp job. All the time I have felt this. So
Yeah,
people talk about profession and vocation and things like that, how they
yeah,
love
yeah.
their profession. And I never felt that when I was in engineering. But not because I had a difficult job. My managers were all very good. They never gave me any kind of struggle or anything.
Yes,
My
yes.
colleagues were really good.
Yeah.
Everyone was like kind of very supportive and everything. Still, it's not because of the surroundings. It is not because of the
Yes, yes.
background. It is within from us. So
Yes, yes.
it's not because I struggled a lot in some bad job or anything, because all
Yes,
my
yes.
jobs were really cozy.
Yes, yes.
Because there
Yeah.
was work, I mean, lot of people to work. It's not like there was a lot of people to work, and there was very much less work, actually.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
still, I felt like every day I felt like this is not the 100% I can do. That is
Yes,
one
yes.
thing. And the other thing is this feeling of having a profession, feeling of having your career. I never had that. I couldn't connect with that kind of feeling, because people tell that, okay, I'm an engineer and my life. So they will do a lot of things related to their profession,
Yes,
read
yes.
different things, attend different conferences, try to improve their career and all. I was not interested in any of that. So that was frustrating me.
Yeah.
So that was I think that was the clear sign that I was not supposed to be there. And when I come to writing, when I started my career in writing, I can really feel that how a profession feels like. So when you are a writer, I can actually feel that, yeah, this is my profession. This is what I want to do, and I do everything possible to improve myself.
Yes, yes, that's
So
great.
starting from attending courses or classes and everything, and read and join groups that help me. A lot of things, everything possible. I never skip a thing that I can improve myself. So now I get the feeling. Now I get that, okay, this is what profession is. It's not like you go to
Right,
an
right.
office, sit 9 to 5 and come home and watch some serial. It's not that.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
that's the thing. So,
That's exactly the connects to what I tell to people. So we all have passions, we all have some talents that we are born with, but whether we can actually take it up to the next level depends on whether we are ready to do all that it takes to make it a
yeah,
skill.
yeah.
So, and yeah, that's what you are saying, that you are learning from courses, learning from groups, doing all that it takes for you to become a better version or become skilled in whatever you're doing.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, and that actually requires courage to move out of our comfort zone, because staying cozy in that AC room and just doing the mundane thing is actually a comfort zone that again we have created in our mind. So
Yeah.
it's nothing like it's not like any job is bad or
Yes, yes.
people have less potential or something like that. But it's just that each one is made unique, and each one uses his full potential when one is working on their purpose or their passion or whatever one calls
Yes.
it.
True,
Yeah,
true.
many words for that. Yeah. So again, yeah, so we've all had, like, we've been staying with this comfortable comfort zone, or sorry, uncomfortable comfort zone. Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
living with it. Say in our engineering, of course, we don't have that clarity. We just, even though we spend time in learning something or in browsing something of our interest, maybe we don't make it a skill at that point of time. Maybe in our generation when we did, maybe now people are more aware. I'm not sure. Yeah, and then we live with the same uncomfortable comfort zone in our what do we say, the career life. So for me
Yes.
it's like close to little more than 9.5 years. So
Mhm.
finally when so all that is actually all that happens maybe because of the self-doubt that we have, or peer pressure, or the societal expectations that this person is doing so and so job, and we tend to just stay with that instead
Mhm.
of moving out of it. So ultimately, when we actually have to make that shift, what thought or what was that mental thinking or mental thought pattern that actually supported you and caused you to come out of it? Not actually caused you, but actually supported you. You know, what any strong thoughts that came up that yes, I can actually leave this comfortable high-paying job and move out of it.
So when I was thinking of leaving my job, my main concern was the financial actually.
Yes, yes, right.
So I have not much financial constraints, but still I was feeling like, what if I lose my salary? Like, and that
Yeah,
too,
right.
we engineers all have hefty salaries. So,
Yes,
it's
yes.
like I was kind of terrified. So I didn't know, because I have never been in a position like I didn't have a job. So I don't know how it actually feels not to have a steady income. That was my main concern. So and also like missing the other benefits and having like colleagues, and other thing was like, I felt like, okay, I'm going in one direction and my career is anyway progressing. So what if I just stop this now, and am I doing a mistake? Or what if I go back after 4 years, 5 years? Will I get the same? Because the
Right.
industry will move on and things will move on. So
Yes.
what will happen? So I was actually assessing the situations where I might fail as a writer and then I'll have to go back. So that that actually terrified me a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then actually, I had a little bit of break during my maternity leave.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, 6 months actually, I still sit at home and took a break from everything. So I think that time I got a time to reflect. like, okay, how it feels not going to office. Okay, salary is one thing, but going to the office and atmosphere is another thing. So
Yeah.
at that time, I got a lot of time to contemplate on the options
Yes, yes.
after maternity leave. So, but I was not clear at that time. I was very confused. I couldn't come to a conclusion. So even after my maternity leave, I almost worked for a year before quitting. So, but this 6 months gap actually gave me a lot of time to think about it.
Yes,
And
yes.
but my worry was about like, okay, I have to support my family, and I didn't want to put all the burden on my husband. So
Yes,
that was
yes.
one thing.
Hmm.
But then after rejoining, 6 or 7 months after rejoining, I published the books. Then I thought of, I was not thinking about quitting it completely. I was
Yeah, yeah.
thinking like, okay, I'll just try it out. So my manager actually offered me a sabbatical, like 6 months, and
Yeah,
come
yeah, right.
back, but I didn't take it because I had plans for finishing a novel which I've been writing for a long time. So I knew that
Okay.
within 6 months it's not going to finish. So I
Okay.
told him like, I may come back. I'm not telling that I'm leaving everything and going. I might come back. I have no issues in doing that. But only
Yeah.
thing is, I want to try it out. So that's how. So financial part, my husband, he told like, see, we don't have so much of constraints and all. We don't have so much of obligations to anybody. So you do it. If you cannot do it, if you feel if you feel it doesn't work out, you can
Yeah.
always go back as a teacher, or because I've done my MTech, I can always go back as
Yes,
a
yes.
teacher, or I can
Yes.
always even go back as into the industry if I try really hard.
Yes, yes.
That kind of support my husband gave me, and even my parents were, my mother especially was very supportive. So they all gave me like a lot of courage, even my sister and my father, everybody. So they all actually supported me. No, none of them told anything negative about quitting my job.
Okay.
So I think that support is very important. Like, you cannot,
Right, right.
sometimes you cannot take decisions on your own, especially if you are a wife and a mother.
Yes,
So
yes.
your family is like very important. If they support, I think it's very easy. For me, I didn't have any trouble actually. I
Yeah.
cannot say it is my struggle or something.
Yes,
I just
yes.
had the courage to just quit it, and everyone else supported very strongly.
Yes, yes.
So that is one thing.
Yeah.
I often wonder like about people who are financially, they have obligations, and
Yes,
if they
yes.
don't have enough support from the parents or for family and everything. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I think it's very tough
Yeah,
for such
yeah,
people to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
We should actually, like, if somebody does that, that is called courage. So what I do, I think it's if everyone helping me, I think it
Yeah.
was just a matter of just moving a bit from there to here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Maybe the personal mindset just
yeah,
mattered.
yeah, it was
Not
just
the.
personal struggle. Nothing. I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
no opposition from anyone else. It was just internal. But that
Okay.
internal barrier was a little tough to cross.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
then once I crossed it, I have to tell this also. So once I stopped getting salary, I absolutely feel nothing. So I don't
Yeah, right.
have any difference in.
Yeah,
So if you are used to a lifestyle, and so I made sure I had enough savings before I quit.
yes,
But
yes.
I don't feel anything at all. Financial
Yeah,
is like my, I don't think about it. I don't think about, okay, the salary or anything. I think you don't actually.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was just like a mental demon that was trying,
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I moved actually.
Yeah, yeah, right. And yeah, and once we come out of that discomfort that has been created, and then now we are working on something else that actually is, we are putting our full potential in that. That gives us emotional satisfaction, as well as if we have a family. Yes, we are also emotionally connected to our family. Maybe giving more of our time also from our
Yes.
schedule. Yeah, and then so what are some things that have happened to you emotionally? So maybe earlier when you were busy with your corporate job, you thought doing this would be impossible, or maybe writing a book was impossible for you when you have actually written a book even when you were in a corporate job. or maybe something else that you thought that living this type was not possible for me. I'm like kind of busy with my job, but you actually saw that it is possible, and you are emotionally satisfied with it, content with it.
Yes. So,
So anything to
yeah, a
share?
lot of difference actually. I mean, I would say it was like a 180-degree turn or something, if you call it
Yeah, yeah.
that way, because I never knew that a job or a profession can give you so much of happiness. So I thought that the job was just, earn money and, earn your
Yeah,
bread.
yeah.
It does, like, even I think generally in our society there is a notion that job is boring. So
Yes,
job is
yes.
like, it's a struggle and you have to go there, sit there and do it and come back.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so people often compartmentalize their job and their life. So
Yeah,
they say 9 to 5 you struggle and then you enjoy, or
yeah.
Monday to Friday you struggle and weekends you enjoy. I cannot live like a life like that. I cannot
Yeah.
struggle from Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday I cannot be another person. So that's not
Yeah,
my
right.
thing. So emotionally, actually, I am much content from before. So emotionally and psychologically, every aspect of
Yes,
my
yes.
life has changed with my profession. So I used to get a lot of I used to get depressed, and I was dissatisfied. I used to get very angry all the time. I was not liking the person I was becoming. So
Yeah, yeah.
that was one of the biggest thing, and I often give lot of importance to all these. So I don't just let my emotions go unnoticed. So I
Yeah.
give a lot of attention to what I am feeling, what I'm saying, and all those things.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So after turning into writing, I felt I am a much more calm and much more happy person, even for myself and for my family. I'm much more satisfied, and even though I don't earn so much, like I earn a very moderate moderate salary through my content writing,
Yes, yes.
but I am a much happier person now.
That's
So
great.
I never knew that you are allowed to enjoy your work.
Yeah.
So like my both my
Right.
parents, so they worked really difficult jobs, and
Yes,
even in
yes.
engineering, after working for 10 years, I thought that it is like this.
Yeah, life is
So
like this, something like that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
thought, okay, it's like this. Everyone is like this, so
Yeah, yeah.
there is no
Right.
point in trying to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
out of it. You have to
To,
work hard.
yeah, right.
But
To
I think
even
still,
know that this is not the usual life, or to even
yeah,
know that one need not be this way is a kind of revelation for us. Yeah.
yeah. So we cannot. I think as a like as a kid or a teenager or a adolescent, I didn't think that it is allowed and it is possible to have a life that makes you happy. I
Yes,
mean, in
yes.
the sense, a profession that makes you happy and a profession that makes you content and happy. So that I tell everybody that the change is it's not something subtle. It's
Yeah, yeah.
very evident, and it's like it's a I think it's the biggest thing that happened to me as
Yes,
a
yes.
person,
Yeah.
and I am changing. And when I went into writing, I think maybe because this is specific to writers, I think I connect with a lot of people at a higher level.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that is in the sense I tell their experience, I write stories about them, I connect with them. So when I was an engineer, I had connection with my colleagues. So
Yeah.
I had, but that was not very deep. It was on a
Yes.
peripheral level. But
Yeah.
now, as a writer, when I write things, people are actually ready to open up their hearts to me.
Yes,
So
yes.
I
Right.
think that is a bigger achievement than
Yeah.
taking home a hefty salary. So
Yeah.
I think as a writer, I think I have touched people's life. So at
Yeah.
least on a very small scale this
Mm-hmm.
time being, but touching people's life is very important, I guess.
Yes,
So
yes. The impact that we make on the society, it
yeah,
definitely gives something back. But actually, when we are doing it, we do not have any expectations like what are we getting out of it or something like that.
yes, yes.
When we are actually creating a positive impact on the society, but as a law of universe, whatever we give out will definitely come back to us. Yeah.
Yeah, and the satisfaction is immense when you
Yes.
have like a lot of people, confide in you and ready to tell even their secrets,
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
that you are a person who can help them out.
Yes. Yes.
That
Right.
is a great feeling actually. Not
Yes.
only
Yes. Right.
Especially women, I am able to connect with women in a very deep
Yeah.
level. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they, some of them tell things that they will not tell anybody else, and they
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want
Right.
to me to console them or anything. They don't want
Yeah.
me to
Yeah.
comfort them. They would just want me to write about them,
Yeah. Yeah.
like an anonymous. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest advantages of moving into this profession.
Yeah. Right. So it's like you are connected to your own inner self or your subconscious. So that gives us this satisfaction. Yeah.
Yes.
And definitely lifestyle would have been changed, right, from the previous working lifestyle, or I should say corporate working lifestyle, and the work that you are doing right now.
Yeah.
So how did that lifestyle shift happen, or how did that also impact your, say, your child or your family members, maybe you also? Say you have more time for your inner work. That's actually very much needed to again bring out that true potential, right? Yeah.
So lifestyle has changed definitely. The one thing I miss is the office atmosphere where I had a lot of colleagues and there are a lot of discussions. So that definitely, as a freelancer, I miss that. I miss the office life, the fun and everything.
Mhm.
Then the that is like when I started writing, I used to write sitting at home.
Okay.
Then after like a few months, I felt that it is not as efficient as uh, like sitting at home and working is not very much efficient for me. It is not working out much. So I took a rented space in a co-working space.
Okay.
So it is in Bangalore, like just a few kilometers from my home. So I used to go there and write. So because I still wanted to have some feel of an office and
Yes.
the efficiency that provides. So I worked in a co-working space for almost 1 year until the lockdown happened. Almost 1.5 years. Most of the time I worked was in a co-working space. So that actually gave me a lot of professional feel for writing. So I felt that it is not just a hobby I'm doing; it's a
Yes,
job.
yes, yes.
So that is one thing. And lifestyle wise, I think I have not much changed in the sense like how I in my spending or things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, because
yeah.
earlier also it was like I used to lead a very moderate life. So
Yeah.
I am I from beginning I am a kind of an introvert. I don't go
Yeah,
out
yeah.
much and everything.
Okay, okay.
And with
Yeah.
corona, so everyone has become an
Yeah, no.
introvert.
Yeah, right.
So but
Yeah.
lifestyle wise, yeah, that has changed. And my regarding my family, now I have I think even though I don't have so much time, it's not that I have a lot of free time as I'm a freelancer, because I'm busier actually. I feel
Yes,
that way.
yes. Yes.
But I think they also appreciate that you have a gumption in something.
Yeah.
You are not just like, see, even if it's my daughter, she doesn't understand much. Still, she knows how serious I take my work. And
Okay.
even my family and my husband,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they all are happy with the gumption I have. I think.
Okay.
So when you take something very serious, when you're serious about it, and when you are very dedicated to something, I think people automatically start supporting you.
Yeah, right.
They know that this is not a joke.
Yeah,
This is not a passing thing for you. So even my husband was like, "You are much happier than earlier. You are working really hard, and I work really hard. So let us."
yeah, right.
Uh, that is like, if you are turned into freelance, it's not that you just can have fun. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's right.
much more tough. Get people like, I work
Yeah,
really hard,
yeah,
but
right.
actually I feel that it's all culminating into something. It's
Yes,
not
yes,
that
right.
I'm spending my energy like
Yeah.
waste. So
You're
that way,
enjoying what you do. So,
yeah,
yeah.
enjoying at the same time. Sometimes the hard work is enjoyment.
Yes, that's
When you
right.
see
Yeah.
a product,
Right.
when you see a article finished or a book
Yes,
finished,
right. Yes.
all that hard work I put into that is the source of happiness for me.
Yes,
And
right.
my household has also, I think, become a much relaxed place, because I
Yeah.
am much relaxed.
Yeah, right.
When the woman in the house is wound up, the
Yeah,
entire
right.
household becomes very, very, what you call that, very rancid, or it becomes very difficult to.
Yes, yes.
So the entire household has lightened up with me. When my
Yeah.
husband is like very happy that I am in this profession now,
Yes, yes,
and my
right.
child is very happy because she knows that I'm a writer. She
Yes,
knows that
yes.
I write stories.
Yeah, right.
So she can also, like, kind of connect with my profession, and
Yeah,
see things I write.
yeah.
Tell people. I mean, she tell people actually. My mother is a writer. That
Okay.
gives me a lot of
Yeah,
happiness.
yeah, right, right, right. The children know that we are doing something seriously, so that's kind of
Yeah,
our work. So, yeah.
yeah,
So not a hobby kind of thing. Yeah, but within
yeah,
hobby,
yeah,
yes, you can. So the Jay Shetty, the motivational speaker, says this: don't follow your passion, but
yeah,
invest in your passion. So
yeah.
it's like when you know that you are passionate about something, invest your time, invest your money, invest your energy, whatever is required. So that is
Yes.
when we grow out of it. When we just
Mm-hmm.
following without getting skilled or without investing to become skilled, then it will take us nowhere. So that's what you
Yes.
actually did. You are investing in whatever is required.
Yeah,
Uh,
it has to be directed. You have to have a
yeah,
vision. Even if it's
yeah,
not very clear, you
uh-huh.
need to have a kind of a vision. You have to think, if it becomes a new career, you have to think very
Yeah,
carefully. When you are an
mm,
engineer, you are in a traditional career that you learn to become, then
yeah,
things just flows. Like, you
yes,
just have to move with the flow. Just have
yeah,
to do things what you are supposed to do. That's it. You don't have to,
yes,
it's not in everyone's case, but there is a lot of fluidity in traditional jobs. But
yes,
when
yes,
you completely change your career, there are a lot of difficult things you have to do. You have to conquer your own fear, and
yes,
your
right,
own doubts, and the
yeah,
society's doubts. Then you
yeah,
have to find a place for yourself, because you're not in this profession till that point, and suddenly you're jumping into it. There are already
yes,
people who are established there.
yeah, yeah,
So a lot of difficulty actually, but I think with perseverance, I think it's possible.
yeah, right,
You have to take one day at a time. You
yes,
cannot
yes,
just think that, okay, for 5 years, 2 years, where I will be, what I'll achieve. It
yeah,
doesn't work
yeah,
that way. You have to
yeah,
take
yeah.
one day at a time and work towards something.
And whoever has had success in their life also didn't get it overnight or in just one day or something or 1 year or something. So
Yes.
they've been persistent, as you told. We need that.
Yeah.
We need to be persistent in whatever we are doing. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, is there any advice that you would like to give for people who are say going through this phase, or the youngsters where they are actually more aware now? So
Hmm.
yeah, any advice where the you would like to give to people
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
yeah, say mothers also who would like to change, make this shift but are not able to do this right away?
So for youngsters, I remember there was one guy in my co-working space. He came and asked me, like, what? So I am in the beginning of my career, and I feel that it's not for me. So
Okay.
what should I do? How? But I don't know what's my passion. I have no passion in anything.
Yeah.
So he was like, what to do? I just want to quit and go and find my passion in some way. So the best advice I was giving him is like, maybe you will not be knowing about your passion, or you may not know much of yourself. Like, you don't know much about yourself. So I asked him to not to quit and go in search of something. So that may only make you more frustrated.
Yeah.
So I asked him to keep doing what you're doing. So you are working in something, but don't ignore the signals that your uh, inner self giving you. So if your inner self is asking you to travel, you travel. If your inner self is asking you to do a course or meet somebody or do something, just do it. Okay, don't
Yes.
try to question it. Okay, like, okay, how this is going to align with my career or life. So for at least for a few years, like until a few years in a career, you
Mm.
have to just keep going. Just don't get stuck somewhere wondering what my passion is and, okay, where I'm going to go, things like that. You just keep
Yeah.
moving, but at the same time, just listen to yourself. Do things
Yeah.
your heart is asking you to do. It may not make any sense at all, but still, when you, as I said in the beginning, when you look back, you can connect. It will all connect. So
Yes.
don't
Yes.
worry much about everything is aligning with your thing. You cannot always be so objective with your life.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
sometimes even you make mistakes, still you cannot just stay somewhere stuck and wonder what my passion is. So I have also read a recent study where a Harvard professor has researched about passion. So what he says is it is more important to follow your purpose than your passion. So in the sense, you have some base values, you want to do something in your life, you know what it is,
Yeah.
but that may not be evident in a day or in a year or a couple of years. So
Yeah.
but you have to keep working towards your purpose. So
Yeah.
that is the main thing, you have to
Yeah.
keep working towards it. And passion is something, in some cases the passion is something that get developed. So
Yeah.
you do something, you do different things, you do things that doesn't make any sense, and
Yes.
one of them might turn into your passion. So it's something that you develop over the years. That is one thing. You may not be interested, so there is no light bulb going and on and saying, yeah, this is my passion. Sometimes you do
Right.
something continuously for a long time and actually turns into your passion, it turns into your career. So
Yeah.
that is one thing. And for about mothers, what I feel the most is support is a lot. Support is significant actually. You as a mother, in at least in India, mothers take a lot of load. They take a lot of lot of load actually. They take care of everything, the kid and the job and everything, and they burn themselves.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to have some, not just say important, it's inevitable to have some support actually. Like when you need it, don't hesitate to take it.
Okay.
If you're, it's okay if you're not around your child for 24/7. If you don't tag them everywhere, it's okay. It's not a it's not a mistake from your side. You are not a failure as a mother.
Yes.
What I feel more important is, as a mother, not I spend time with my children, I mean my child. But it's I spend time with her. It's not that I ignore her or anything, but I most importantly I want to make a example for her. I want to become somebody my child want to follow, my
Yes.
child want to look up to. So
Yeah.
it's okay if you have to leave your child with a caretaker or a grandparents or anybody. You feel that that is required for you to finish your work, it's you take it. don't
Yeah.
don't hesitate, don't think that okay, my life is like, I'm not being a good mother or something. And
Right.
another thing, so my mother is a great example in this. So she was a teacher and she retired, and she was also an NCC officer. So she used to go for these camps and everything all over India, and she had a lot of experience from that. And my aunts and my grandmother actually brought me up. So at that time I had a little bit of uneasiness, thinking that my mother is so busy.
Yeah.
When I look back, I think she has set a very good example for me to follow. Rather than she also could have actually, if she wanted, she could have quit the job and sit at home and looked after me. She
Yeah.
could have, but she didn't do it, and she actually put a lot of effort in her career, as well as in bringing me up as a good person.
Yeah.
So
Right.
she actually set an example for me, and her life was much more difficult than mine. So
Yes.
I had a very good example in front of me, so I just had to follow her. And she was like, put her career and her work, and she is a very well respected person, even in the school and in the community. She is a very well respected. So I know what hard work can earn. So
Yes.
like,
Yes.
if you work hard, if you're serious, if you put a lot of effort into your work, it
Right.
earns a lot of respect back. So
Yeah. Right.
that's the example I want to set for my daughter, because she is not
Okay.
going to stay as a child forever.
Yes.
She
Yes.
will become a woman, and
Yeah.
when she looks back, I should set a strong example that she can follow. She will not
Yes.
have to
Mm.
struggle to find an example.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think that's what mothers should do.
Yeah.
uh,
Right.
Children, if you have a very good care, or if you have a
Yeah.
very good person to take care of your child, you can just to take a little bit load off actually.
Yes. Yes.
All mothers shouldn't burn out themselves, like, we want to do everything in the world for our child.
Yeah, right.
So shouldn't burn yourself out. That is one thing.
Yes.
By the time
Yes.
your child is like 5 years, you are like finished.
Yeah.
You don't have any interest in even leaving.
Yeah, right.
Shouldn't be that case. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah, right. And then children, becoming the true role model for the child also is important, because they don't do what we ask them to do, but they do what we do, or what we have
Exactly.
already. Yeah, it's like walking the talk. So only if we want them to become super successful, or this independent, or whatever terms we give them, we should be that first.
True,
So
true.
yeah, and then they will learn from us. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that brings us to the last question. Anything else in general that you would like to add? Um,
Uh,
for this
I
topic?
think I have already talked what
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to say.
Covered.
So I
Yeah,
just wanted to end with saying everybody out there, it's just one thing. Like if you are confused and if you are lot of under pressure to what to do, you are in a very confused juncture in life. Just try to experiment a little bit. Okay,
yeah,
maybe it's a 1 month or 6 months or something, but I think most of us in our current generation have that liberty to at least experiment for a few months.
yes,
Okay, so don't hesitate to experiment. So if it is a job that doesn't work out for you, you are under a lot of pressure. Just take a break and experiment something else for some time,
yeah, yeah,
because that maybe that few months will make all the difference in your life, so that
yeah,
you
right.
can always go back. As engineers, I think it's the biggest liberty for us to
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah,
just drop in and out of our profession. So
yes, yes.
otherwise also, even if in case of an government employees, they can take a sabbatical for some months.
Yes,
There is
yes.
nobody's People think that it's a big deal. You are
Yeah, yeah.
It's a end of the world. No, it's
Yes,
not.
yes,
It's
right.
just experiment. If it doesn't work out, you can always go back. The
Yeah,
only
right.
thing is, meanwhile, during the process, one shouldn't get lazy and get
Yeah,
used to that kind of laid back work,
yeah,
a laid back life. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, right, right.
So that's the only thing I have to say. It's like it's not, and that too, it is not like quitting your job, or it's not very tough to do actually.
Uh-huh.
Just take a break, do whatever you want, try out a few like months, and then just go back. If it doesn't work out, nobody's blaming you for
Yes, yes, yes,
trying
right.
out.
Yeah,
So that's all I have to say to everybody.
yeah,
And other thing is, make connections. That is very
yeah.
important. If you want to
Mm.
pursue a particular career, you know that you want to go in that way, you have to keep making connections with people. Like a lot of opportunities now, you can just
Yeah,
shoot a friend request to anybody you want.
yeah, right.
So make connections. Don't try to be an island and do things, because it's not a single person's victory. It's a collective effort. So if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to become a writer, I need to get a lot of support from my editor, my publisher, my readers.
Yeah.
So connecting with the right people also make a lot of difference. You have to actively try to connect with people. So that are two things I want to say.
Yeah, right. Very well put. Yeah. Yeah. And in this age of internet, making connections is very easy also. It's just
Yeah,
that inner fear that actually stops us from doing what we're supposed to do. That's all. Yeah.
exactly. So
So yeah, very nice. Very happy talking to you. So yeah, that's
thank
all
you
for
very
this
much
interview.
for this
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, even I've learned a lot of things from you. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.